Ryan's days were slipping through his fingers like sand, each moment wasted on endless scrolling through social media. As a young professional working in a bustling city, he had dreams of climbing the corporate ladder, but his addiction to his phone was turning those dreams into distant fantasies. His job was suffering, relationships were strained, and worst of all, he felt like he was losing himself. One morning, as he sat in yet another unproductive meeting, a colleague named Maya leaned over and whispered, "Hey, have you heard about the Digital Detour challenge?" Ryan raised an eyebrow, intrigued. "Digital Detour? What's that?" Maya smiled knowingly. "It's a challenge to disconnect from social media for a month and use that time to focus on personal growth and productivity. I did it last year, and it was a game changer." Ryan mulled over Maya's words throughout the day. He realized that his phone was not just a device, it was a barrier between him and his potential. That night, he made a decision. He would embark on the Digital Detour challenge. The next morning, he deleted the social media apps from his phone and set up an automated message explaining his absence to friends and followers. The initial hours were tough. His fingers itched to open those familiar apps, but he resisted. Instead, he used the time to research online courses related to his field and created a study schedule. As days turned into weeks, Ryan's perspective began to shift. Without the constant barrage of posts and notifications, he found his mind clearer and his attention span increasing. He started diving into the online courses, taking notes and actually absorbing the information. Outside of work, he reconnected with hobbies he'd long abandoned. He went for runs in the park, played his guitar, and even started writing again. He discovered a newfound sense of accomplishment, realizing that his free time could be so much more fulfilling than the shallow gratification of likes and comments. With the Digital Detour in full swing, Ryan's work performance began to improve. He was attentive in meetings, contributing ideas, and completing tasks more efficiently. His boss even remarked on the positive change. What surprised him most was the clarity he found in his long-term goals. He had been lost in the digital noise for so long that he hadn't realized he'd veered off course. As the month came to an end, Ryan felt a mix of apprehension and excitement. He'd learned to live without the constant virtual validation, and he was determined to maintain the changes he'd made. When he finally reinstalled his social media apps, he found himself using them intentionally and sparingly. The day he completed his first online course coincided with the end of the challenge. Maya invited him to a celebratory dinner, where he met others who had taken the Digital Detour journey. Their stories resonated deeply with him. Each person had reclaimed their time, their passions, and their purpose. Months down the line, Ryan had transformed. His work flourished, he had a clear vision of his future, and his relationships were stronger than ever. He'd even begun mentoring others on the importance of mindful tech use. The Digital Detour had been his turning point, the moment he had chosen to detour from the beaten path and forge a new, more meaningful one. And as he reflected on his journey, he couldn't help but smile, grateful for the moment Maya had leaned over and whispered two life-changing words: Digital Detour.